Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Modix back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be telling you guys the best weapon for PvP in the cycle. So if you guys have been playing any games in the cycle, then you've definitely run into this weapon and you've probably been killed with it this season. This weapon is the Manticore. Right now, after the 7.1 weapon nerf, every single weapon basically got a huge nerf, but it seems like the Manticore is the only viable option if you're going to hunt other prospectors. So I know for the Fortuna Pass, in the weekly challenges this week, we had still not a battle royale challenge where you had to kill 30 players, and I was able to get this challenge done in just 2 hours of playing while using the Manticore. So this Manticore build is insane, and I definitely recommend you guys doing this. And what I would really recommend is, if Duos is up, because recently it hasn't been up that much, then what you want to do, load into there with another partner that you feel like you can really communicate with well, and you guys are both going to want to rush to the Manticore, which is 500 credit weapon, and then you guys can just spray down one person in each fight. Be sure that you're focusing the same person, and they will die so quickly as long as you guys both have the same build. And maybe you could switch it up, but this build is the best that we found. And so let's go ahead and get right into it. So heading over here, we can see the Manticore. It is an assault rifle, and it is 500 credits, and it's an Osiris weapon. But that doesn't really matter that much. What you guys need to know are these mods. So for the rail, I didn't decide to add a modifier just because both of the modifiers increase the time to ADS, and I don't want this to happen. I want the time to ADS to be as little as possible. So the next one that we have is the stock modification. I added the spring stock because this increases the stability. One thing that you guys will notice is that the stability on this weapon is kind of hard to control, and the recoil as well is just hard to control. But if you can increase the stability, then that's going to be better, because over here on the body modification, we actually lose a ton of stability, and that's with the rapid ejector. And I'm still going to use this because it increases the rounds per minute and damage per second, which the whole goal of using this weapon is to get as much damage per second into other prospectors as possible. So that's why you're going to want to apply this modification rather than like the bundle ejector that decreases the rounds per minute and damage per second, or the power ejector that basically just decreases your weak spot damage. Because right now with this build, your weak spot damage is going to be 71, where your base damage is 47. So if you can hit those headshots, it's so beneficial. So moving on to our last modification, it is the magazine modification. So what I would recommend you guys running here is the mercury infused needles. This whole video is talking about the best PvP weapon in the cycle. So you guys are going to want that increased damage to rivals. And the best part about this modification is that there's not a decrease to the damage on monsters. You can still spray them and kill them just as fast. And normally, sometimes, I guess not normally, but sometimes these modifications will decrease the damage to monsters. And that's what I hate. And that's why I've never used something like this. But with the Manticore, that does not happen, which is awesome. You just get that increase to damage rivals. And let's say you're not going for PvP. This is still a great weapon, and you could add damage to monsters. But like some of these other ones, I don't know if I would choose it. Like the heavy flechettes, we could possibly put that in there because there's an increased damage per second, increased stability, increased damage, but you lose the rounds per minute and the projectile speed, which I really like on mine. But hey, if you guys want to test it out, feel free to. But then this other one, the missile flechettes, I don't really think that they're too great. You lose the damage per second, and they explode on impact, and you lose some of the magazine size. You lose 20 ammo, which I do not think is worth it. I think it's more worth it if I can just spray and just unload all my ammo into one guy. But guys, that did wrap up today's video. But before you click off of this video, be sure to check if you guys are subscribed with notifications on, because we're so close to 1K subscribers, and it would mean the world if we could get there. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe with notifications on, because we're going to be uploading way more consistently on this channel, because we're trying to hit that goal. And also guys, if you guys are buying anything from any Epic Games game, be sure to use code Modix in the item store. That is MODIX. If you're purchasing Arium in the cycle, be sure to use it because it does help us out a ton. And so guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.